Hello, this is Julie Hogue with the Vegetarians and Meat Lovers Split Table Recipes podcast. I'm excited you're here today. I have a yummy salad to share with you, and you can find this also on my website. So I'm going to put the link to this down in the podcast show notes so you can easily get to it, and then you can even print it from there if you desire. So that's pretty easy. This kind of salad has me thinking about Easter because it's got eggs in it. So I don't know. I always think of eggs associated with Easter personally, but I don't know. It just seems to fit. Maybe that's a thing other people do, the hard-boiled eggs and all that kind of stuff. But I also have some really exciting news to share that my book, Cabin Crew, is a fiction book. It's a YA romance. It's going to go live in March 14th. So I'm so excited about this. And you can actually get an ARC copy of the book. Down in the podcast show notes, I'll put a link to it. So you can get the link to find out more about it. And also you can sign up to get a free ARC copy. What is ARC copy? Well, people who don't know, it's an advanced review copy that authors give out of their book, hoping that people will read it and help them launch it. It's not required, but we hope that you can give a review once it goes live on March 14th. And you could also review it on Goodreads or Storygraph, and that really helps me launch it. So I'm really excited about this. I just signed a contract with someone who is a bookstore owner, and they're going to make some merchandise to go along with my book. I'm so excited about that. That's so much fun. It's super exciting. So the book is called Cabin Crew, and this is going to appeal to people who liked the movie The Breakfast Club, because it's pretty much a retelling of that. Not exactly, but it's the closest thing I can think of. And it's got 7 kids. They're all seniors. And so people who love to read this kind of thing will really love it. It's a YA contemporary romance. So here's the book blurb. I totally forgot my phone back at the cabin, and now we're stuck. But this could be the best mistake I've ever made. With a polar vortex storm freezing the whole state, me and my 2 besties get to be alone in the family cabin. It's an unbelievable gift to be overnight without parents, even though we're 18. When the mega hot athlete star Kian and his bad boy bestie randomly show up next door, it's my dream come true. We've been crushing on these guys for months. Well, maybe years. But I can't possibly go talk to him. I'm nobody. Everyone at school loves him. Unfortunately, the guys aren't alone. The school witch and her jerk boyfriend climb out of the car, too. Our wallflower lurking doesn't last long, though. Fate has other plans. With no heat in the cabin, we'll freeze overnight if we stay. We literally have no choice. We must ask the neighbors for help. How Kian treats me is a shock. I didn't think he even knew who I was. When we almost kiss, I can't help but hope. Me and Kian? It's impossible. Seriously, it's too good to be true. Dark secrets fly, and new and old alliances forge, risking all the ground we've just gained. Making it back home unscathed might be harder than we thought. The tropes of this book are YA contemporary romance, romantic comedy, drama, forced proximity, in the cabins are snowbound, enemies to friends, cinnamon roll main male character with grit. This Breakfast Club retelling. So you can find more out about this if you click the link down in the podcast show notes so you can find my book and help me launch it. I have the cover reveal is coming at the end of February. And so that's going to come out. And so I'm just super excited about this. And it's going to be so much fun. I have several bookstores who are going to stock the book. You can buy it online, and it's going to be published as a paperback wide. And then it's going to be as an ebook on Amazon and in Kindle Unlimited if you read that. That's a subscription that you can have through Amazon that you can read a whole bunch of books every month. And it's included in your prescription. So I'm so excited. This is so much fun. I've been working on this book for quite a while. And then it kind of sat for a while. but now it is going live and I'm super pumped. Okay, let's get back to this recipe business. That's just a little side part of my life that I do. The writing, writing fiction is a big thing I love to do too. But I also love to do recipes, right? So I have my cookbooks and I'm excited. I'm going to a book fair in Rosemont in Minnesota on March 14th, my first book fair. I have other ones lined up, and so I'm excited to be moving into this realm of making books by going to book fairs and having them be for sale and meeting people and giving exciting books. That's really exciting. Okay, the Veggie Avocado Egg Salad. I like this salad because it's really colorful and it's a tasty salad and it has eggs in it, like I said. It's a fantastic addition to a table. It's a gorgeous salad, and you can have it for lunch, dinner, great for Easter, and it's a great dish for vegetarians because it contains protein from the eggs and the cheese, and so it has that extra protein in there. It contains vegetables, hard-boiled eggs, and shredded cheese to create a yummy, delicious salad. It's also very nutritious. And it's so quick and easy to make. It's super easy. So I'm going to link to this down in the podcast show notes so you can easily get to it on my website. And on my website, you can also easily click the little button that says 1 times, 2 times, 3 times to make it bigger. So it'll do the math for you if you want to make it bigger. So this is the 1 times ingredients. But if you want to double it or triple it, you can click that. Okay. And this uses Brianna's Homestyle Creamy Cilantro Lime Dressing, which I have found at Target and Cub and Walmart, I believe, even Target, Walmart, Cub. So it's around. I mean, you could do a different one. I even have a cilantro lime dressing on my website. If you can't find one, you could make your own. But so you take 1/3 cup of the creamy cilantro lime dressing, 5 cucumbers. Mini cucumbers work great, or the baby ones. You can slice the cucumber and cut it into fourths. I really like to use those baby ones for this recipe because they're kind of bite-sized and I like the way they look too, because then you have the green all the way around it and they're small instead of like the big cucumbers, which then you have to usually cut because it's not a bite size, right? 2 eggs, hard-boiled and diced. 1/2 cup cheddar cheese, 1/4 cup diced onion, and 1 cup small red and orange tomatoes or grape tomatoes, and then 1 avocado, ripe and diced. Now, have you ever seen those? I think they're called Cultivar tomatoes. I don't know if that's right, but they're like all different colors. I like to use that too, where it's like a yellow, kind of yellow tomatoes and orange and red, or you can just do all red and do the grape tomatoes. And then you really want that avocado to be ripe, and you'll find out why here pretty quick. Instructions. You're going to cut up the vegetables and the egg. Slice the mini cocktail cucumbers into slices. That's another thing they're called in some places. Some stores call them cocktail cucumbers. They're just basically small cucumbers. And you're going to slice the tomatoes in half or more. If they're bigger, you can make them smaller. Chop the onion. Dice the hard-boiled egg into small chunks. You can have 2 of those, right? So eggs, plural. Slice the avocado in half. Remove the rind and the pit and dice the avocado into small pieces. And again, a ripe avocado works best so that it can blend somewhat into the dressing when it's stirred. It kind of mushes and blends into the dressing, and it makes it really good. So you're going to add the Homestyle Creamy Cilantro Lime Dressing and stir vigorously and thoroughly. This is how you're trying to get those avocado chunks to kind of smooth out and become more confluent with the dressing and the coating thing. So it's kind of like coating all the other ingredients of the salad. And this is why you want it to be ripe so that it easily happens. And then that's it. That's it. That's all you do. You chop it all up and then you mix it up, and then it serves about 5 to 6 people. This salad can be eaten immediately or stored in the fridge for several hours to blend the flavors. And it's tasty. It's easy. It's an easy side dish, and I have not done it the next day. I only have done it the day of, so I don't know if the avocado would brown or not. But I'm thinking it may or may not because of the lime dressing. Maybe that keeps the avocado from browning. You'll have to try that out, but I've only made it the day of and then had it the day of. Like, the day I made it was the day that we ate it. So, you wouldn't have to do that, but that's what I've done. And it's a really good, easy recipe to add. It's kind of a no-brainer. You just make it easy. And then the other one I wanted to bring up was I call it on my website, the Easy Veggie Cilantro Lime Salad. And this one is pretty easy to make too. I'll link to this one as well. So this is pretty easy. It's another colorful salad. It uses some of the similar ingredients as the previous one. And it's an easy salad to make. 15 minutes, boom, you're done. And it's got a bunch of healthy vegetables with luxurious, again, the creamy cilantro lime salad dressing. So this one works really good for that. And it's really super easy to do. So, we like that, right? Especially when we're busy, we've been working all day. We want like easy stuff. So the ingredients for this one is 1/4 cup onion diced, 1.5 cups cucumber, chopped, peeled, sliced, cut each slice into like fourths, so they're more bite size. 1.5 cups of cherry tomatoes or cultivar. That's what they're called. Cultivar tomatoes, which are like orange, yellow, and red. Cut those in half. 1 cup of corn with peppers. I use the Green Giant Steam Crisp Mexicorn and I drain out the liquid. And then 1 single avocado diced, 1 cup zucchini chopped. Slice it into fourths. Each slice is going to be going into fourths. And then 1/2 cup of the cilantro lime dressing. Again, I use the Brianna's Homestyle Creamy. And 1 tablespoon jalapeno pepper. That's fresh. I've only done fresh. I'm sure you could use jar jalapeno, but I've only done the fresh and it's finely chopped. You want that to be finely chopped. Instructions. Chop and dice the onion, cucumber, tomatoes, avocado, zucchini, and jalapeno pepper. Drain the canned corn. Combine all cut vegetables and corn with peppers, stir together in a large bowl, and then add 1/2 cup of the cilantro lime salad dressing. Stir well. Eat. Or chill for a few hours until ready to eat. So again, super easy. Kind of very similar recipes, only this one doesn't have the eggs, obviously, but they're both kind of similar in that they use the same dressing, and they also have tomatoes and avocado and cucumber and the bigger cucumbers for this one. So, I like to do this kind of thing too, because say you have leftover ingredients, like you didn't use all the ingredients for the first recipe. So I might like make this and then a few days later make the, the second one or, first recipe, then the second recipe. Especially when you have like the dressing. So like you already have all the ingredients. So it makes it a little bit different flavor of a salad, but you're using up those ingredients so that you're not wasting the ingredients by not using them, right? Because, you can use it on lettuce, of course, but sometimes it's fun to have a different kind of salad. And this is a good one. I like it too. So I will put the links to that down in the podcast show notes as well. And don't forget to check out my book, Cabin Crew. I'm super excited for that to come out. It's going to be so much fun. And my cover artist is still working on it. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's an author too, and she's an artist. So I'm excited that she's creating the cover. So that will be happening at the end of the month. And you can follow me on Julie Hoag Writer on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram as JAHOAG15. And that is where I will have the information about the book going live too. I'm also on Threads. Anybody's on Threads, JAHOAG15 as well. So you can follow along with all the exciting things going on there. And I'm super excited. I'm excited you're here. If you like my podcast, please give it a review, share it. I hope you enjoy the recipes. I enjoy sharing them and creating them, and more to come. Come back again. And I'm really excited that you're here. Other things that have been going on in my life. Let's see. Oh, my youngest son is in robotics, and they've made a robot. It's worth thousands of dollars, which is absolutely insane to me. But they have been working so hard. They're going to start their competitions. And they made this robot, and they showed us a video of it. And it's supposed to be emulating the reef, like a coral reef. And it's like putting reef back onto the reef, like the coral. And so they've created this, and it's totally amazing. It's quite the process. They have to go to all the different sources of money, and they have to write grants, and they have to ask for money, and they've collected thousands and thousands of dollars. So the kids all are on a different team. Someone's even on the fundraising team. So it's pretty exciting. And they're going to start to travel and do competitions. And if they make it all the way, they go to Texas. Isn't that crazy? Totally amazing. Totally amazing. And we're just having some really cold weather here in Minnesota. Yeah. They just had school canceled earlier in the week because it was so cold. And today's feels a little bit warmer. But I'm ready for spring. You guys ready for spring? It's almost spring break, which is coming up pretty fast here for my kids in early part of March. And hopefully we'll get some actual spring weather coming up soon. I'm ready for winter to be over, especially with this last cold streak. That's the other thing I wanted to mention about my book. I almost forgot to say it. So several years ago, this book was actually inspired by me. Several years ago, we had the polar vortex storm come through. And I was writing the book, and I think I got the idea first, and then I started writing it. But so basically what happened was, if anybody remembers in Minnesota, there were 4 days in a row. It was so cold that they canceled school 4 days in a row. And so this is an actual weather occurrence that happened. And so that's how I got my inspiration for the book. And so then I wanted them to be they start out in 2 separate cabins, and they end up being alone. And they have crushes. The girls in one cabin have crushes on the boys in the other cabin. They find themselves having to go talk to them, right? And this is like scary to them because they're just totally infatuated with these boys. And so it's kind of like The Breakfast Club in that all the different characters are similar. And also it's just that, it's called forced proximity, meaning they have to stay together. So they're all in one cabin because they can't stay in the other cabin. And for reasons you'll find out if you read the book. And so then they have to figure out how to get along and make food, and they're snowbound together, weatherbound, stormbound. So all these different emotions happen and all kinds of drama. It was really fun to write, and I love the main character. His name is Kian, and the female main character is Ashley. So check that out. It was super fun. I liked writing something that takes place in Minnesota, where I'm from. So it's kind of fun to write books that are taking place in my home state. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have an amazing day. Happy eats. Enjoy. Thanks. Bye-bye now.